Good day. Hope you're doing well. Saturday today, and it's absolutely pouring down, gale force winds, and the courses, most courses are closed today. It's a fine day for sitting inside watching TV, which isn't going to help you improve your golf game. So, what aspects of training can you do in your home to help you improve when the weather's too severe to do anything at all? There's numerous amounts of little drills, little exercises you can do to help you improve. If you did have an indoor training facility like we have here up at Newmarket and the Performance Academy in our simulator, you would have the perfect environment for changing, for making changes, for doing something different. You don't have to go too far to verify that. You'll hear Rory talking about that all the time. I remember speaking with Stephen Gallagher, who was regaling a tale about from 10-15 years ago. He was chatting with Rory and he was asking him about how he went about improving. He says, well, the first thing I do is I hit balls into a screen or a net. And the reason for that is simple, because when you're making changes, you're going to miss the club face, i.e. you're going to hit shots that are terrible. And the emotional impact that seeing terrible golf shots has is, even for the #1 player in the world, Rory McIlroy, destructive to your motivation and for staying on point with the task in hand of figuring out how to move differently. So most golfers, even when they're training to get better, place so much attachment to how the club felt at impact. What did the strike feel like? Where did the ball go? Now, at the end game, yeah, that's what we're after. But when you're making changes, you have to accept that you're going to hit terrible golf shots. Everybody does it. Tiger's the best example of that. He understands that. I could tell you loads of stories about Tiger and how, he took ages to get the feel for it and started duffing it. But he realised, oh, that's the right way to do it. Oh, I'm duffing it. Most people would get, I'm duffing it, therefore it's bad. Well, that's not how it is. Hard to get your head around it, but that's how learning works. You make mistakes because you're trying to discover a new movement, a new pattern, something different. I mean, classically, the majority of golfers, as I'm sure you know, go like this, and then they do this, and then the club moves all over the place, they early extend, and they try and fix the early extension. That is completely crazy, because you couldn't hit the golf ball if you didn't early extend. What you need to fix is the path of the club, the delivery line. Now, if I was working on that particular move, this is how I would do it. Here's a massive insight into learning. And this is what the top elite sports people knew forever. And they knew how to accelerate their learning. Here's how it is. They make movements very slowly, incredibly slowly, deliberate practice. They make little rehearsal swings. They're trying to figure out, well, that's not right. That's what I do. Let's say somebody might do that, somebody might do this. Most people do this, so if that's what you do, what's the difference between that? Can I do that without trying to hit a golf ball? Putting a ball down trying to hit it is probably the worst thing you could do until you understand how to move correctly. So, the best advice I can give you is, if you want to improve your ball striking, whether it's chipping, pitching, putting, whether it's driving, you're going to have to do something differently. It could well be that it's just a setup change. If you're not setting up correctly, you ain't going to swing correctly. But if your setup's good, then your movement's poor, you need to move differently. So PGA golf coaches are movement practitioners. They understand the movement of the body and they try to work with the player, because everyone's different. We don't move the same, so we try and work with what you have as your unique body movements and try and coerce try and help you, guide you to moving differently. First of all, understanding, well, what are you doing? What do you not know that you don't know? Understand that, get a plan in place, and then structure the plan correctly so that the time you have to practice is used effectively and efficiently. Most people don't do that. They're in a rush to get to the end game, and you miss the journey, you miss the learning journey, and it's an experience, it's a journey, and it's, in most cases, it's not easy, it's not enjoyable, it's hard work because it's laborious. That's how it works. Unfortunately, it's not really any quick fixes. You can't just click the link, after 3 swings you hit it better. Don't go down that rabbit hole, because there's lots of rabbit holes out there. True lasting improvement, automaticity comes from proper guidance, proper feedback, adherence to the training protocols, great feedback, communicating with your coach, your movement practitioner regularly, checking to see, is this correct? And then slowly but surely you improve, you understanding, your body system understands it. Guess what? You get better. You become more unconsciously competent. The 4 stages of learning are, number 1, you're unconsciously incompetent. Number 2, you become consciously incompetent. You understand, oh, this is what I'm doing wrong. Okay, great. Then you become consciously competent. And then the final stage of mastery is you are unconsciously competent. You're doing it without thinking about it. But the process, like everything else, is a process. So if you would like to, first of all, establish what do I not know that I don't know, find out a profiling session, some goal setting sessions, get some feedback to set your development journey on point, on place for this winter. Don't delay, because it will soon be April and we want to make improvements by then so that we've created the right environment so you can come out at the start of the season massively improved, confidence much better. We do on-course sessions as well to help that transference of learning so that you're able to do it in the heat of the battle. I mean, I've heard it said that the training on the training ground, when you're training it on the practice area, it's like going to the zoo. You're in the zoo, the lions and the tigers are behind the cages. There's not much danger there, you feel safe. When you go on the golf course, the lions and the tigers, you're in the jungle. They're there ready to pounce. So there's all these elements that come into play to affect your psyche and your ability to stay focused and swing your swing, as Arnold Palmer says. If you'd like to discover what your swing is, then leapro67@hotmail.com. Let me know. See you soon.